TGIF, it is finally Friday. Welcome to the show about food, fun places, and the mayhem of life. Welcome into the Beach House Beach Bunker. Chairs are set up. We are ready to rock and roll into your weekend, and we have got a lot to get to this morning as we get you into the weekend. Don't forget, Special Olympics donuts today at Tim Hortons. So those sprinkles, the whipped cream, you know you want it. You know you want it. You know what else I want? Some sleep. Apparently, one of the new trends in vacationing is actually, would you believe, it's sleepcations. They're called sleep retreats, and we'll take a look this morning on the show. Road Reverend got us started with a look back to the 80s, and we're going to take a look at some of the stupidest things in the 90s that would make absolutely no sense today. And we'll also reminisce a little bit about the 80s. Today we'll do a little reminiscing. Hey, how are you? Welcome. Come on in. We'll get last few chairs set up here for you. It's so good to be with you. I hope your Friday is off to a good start, and the weekend is just around the bend. We are in for some snow. Could be a good weekend for a little bit of Netflix and chill. You might be hunkering down. Make sure you got gas ready for the snowblower. No major storm events coming, but we do have a good amount. 5 to 15 centimeters of snow is expected to come into Westman, and that'll be starting up on your way home from work today. And we'll continue on through the weekend. So just something to keep in mind as you go about your business today, that maybe you got some weekend travel plans. Taking a look at our road situation this morning. Things are generally in good shape, but that's going to change this weekend. We're going to have the snow blowing around a little bit too, which is going to be, that's never nice. Mix of sun and cloud to start the day. High of minus 18, but our temperature will actually stay at minus 18. Basically, until that'll be our overnight low. Saturday's daytime high, minus 7 with snow moving in. And then minus 15 for the low Saturday. Sunday, back to the sunshine for Groundhog Day. So the little guy's going to see a shadow. That means we're screwed. 6 more weeks of winter. We can call it now. Because he's going to see a shadow. We're calling for sunshine on Sunday. That just stands to reason. And it's going to be cold next week. Daytime highs around mid-teens, and the overnight lows next week around minus 30. So snow for the weekend and then some cold. But we'll be into the new month of February. It'll be awesome. Our new month will be here, and everything will be fantastic, right? Everything will be super fantastic. Oy, oy, oy. We need the beach, don't we? There's lots of heaviness. You can feel it in the air. You can feel the heaviness in the air. There's lots going on. We will touch on everything going on, but we are not going to spend a whole lot of time on sad events. And I know you know what I'm talking about. Our thoughts are with those affected with the plane crash in Washington. There are a lot of questions about that. We'll briefly touch on that. And we've also got some 3D rendering of what happened. And really, not so much what happened, but how could this happen? How? It's beyond miraculous that something so small, those two things so small at such speeds could hit each other. Anyway, we're going to touch on that. We are going to, hey, one of David's best friend's mom was on TV last night, which was a big deal, big CBC report about Canadians buying Canadian. I guess the tariffs are going to kick in tomorrow. We'll tell you how that affects you and what you can do to prepare. That is also coming up on the show. That's our temperature map this morning. Here's our wind chill, and the yellow is gross. Gross. And we've got a bit of wind chill. It's feeling like minus 35. It is not nice temperature-wise this morning. This is not what we've been used to, Mr. or Mrs. Mother Nature. But you know what? See you later, January. Don't let the door hit you in the backside on the way out. Bye, January. Yeah! So it's something to celebrate this morning. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party because January's gone. See you later, alligator. Don't let the door hit you on the way out, January. Kiss my ass. Yeah. January, you can kiss my ass. Woo! January, you can kiss my ass. You're so long and so boring and so dark and so dreary. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Bye, January. Bye-bye. See you next year. Gross. January sucks. January sucks. Bye-bye for now, January. See you later, January. What a dumb month. Oh, I hate January. That's the month that's the only good time of January is New Year's Day, your hangover day, your New Year's resolution day, and then it's just crap. It's just 30 days of crap. So you've done it. Congratulate yourself. You get the winner's bell. You get the winner's bell. You did it. You made it. That should be the song that starts the show. January is going to be gone. February is the month of January's cold and dark. February is the month of if each month had a sound, January is February is March is splish splash. April is May is oh yeah. June is rock and roll. July is I love this. August is please don't end. September is back to school. October is trick or treat. November is winter's coming. And then December is fa la 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 la. The months of the year. January is the longest. Excuse me. Okay, so let's jump right into it and see who we have got to say good morning to on this last day of January. Again, we're on all platforms to start the show. If you're just lurking in on X, I appreciate you stopping by. YouTube, same thing. We're on Facebook, and we're also on TikTok, and the mothership being Twitch. We moved to Twitch for hour 2 of the show for our VIPs. That's twitch.tv/Tyler Glen Show, okay? We'd love to have you. We have a growing list of VIPs, and there's room for everybody. We've got beach chairs. We've got beach chairs for everybody. And in the coming days, our time together will be increasingly important, Sunseekers. Sunseekers, let me tell you, we're about to we are about to embark on some very challenging times. We thought COVID was challenging. Holy crap. We thought inflation was challenging. We're about to get into like a combination of both those two things. And we're going to need each other. We're going to need to lean on each other. We're going to have to be together to, chat it up a little, be positive, to try and be a little goofy, take the lighter side while kind of keeping in the loop on what's going on. Okay, so I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I really do. And let's stick together. Tosh is here this morning. She is really excited. I think I got a cold coming on. Hang on. Excuse me. Okay. No. Sneeze alert. Good morning to Tosh and Road Reverend joining us on Twitch this morning. MJ is here too, says, I finally got a GT. I can't wait what that is. Megan's here on Facebook. Janine and her Friday emojis are here with the wine and the sunshine and the coffee. Sunshine, dancing lady. Derek is here too. Jody's here on Facebook. Derek's here on Twitch. Good morning and bye-bye January. Zumba Bernice is here. Good morning. Glad to see you back this morning. Thank you. It's good to be back. Oh, it was some nasty, nasty moments yesterday. It was a tense situation. I've never seen anything like that. It was a bad outage. But thank you for allowing me to reboot a bunch of times and change a few settings, and we got back on it. We got back on the horse. We got her done. And I appreciate it, and thank you to those who watched the show on demand afterwards because you had other things you had going on, and that's okay. It's totally understandable. Cindy is here this morning. Good morning to the Sunseekers. Good morning, Cindy. Cindy is on Twitch. We've got Polar Bear here, too. Good morning. Katie is here as well, and Nick is here on Facebook to say happy Friday to you. Happy Friday! I hope your day is off to a great start. I hope Quentin is here on Twitch. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Loretta is here on Facebook. Good morning, Loretta. And Nick is going, boo. Boo? Are you booing the groundhog? Is this a groundhog boo? If the groundhog sees its shadow, 6 more weeks of winter. If it doesn't, it's just another month and a half. No, you can pretty much guarantee. The forecast is calling for cloud basically the entire weekend with that snow moving in. Sunday for the groundhog, no, he's going to see a shadow. It's not good. It's not good. Old Chicky is here this morning on Twitch. Old Chicky, I love that username. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here. Thanks, Tasha. Thank you so much. Nick likes the Goodbye January song. Loretta... Oh, MJ says, today is my dad's first heavenly birthday. He would have been 78 today. Oh, we're thinking of you, MJ. Ryan says, good morning, happy Friday, be safe. Have a wonderful weekend. Trev says, hello out there. Hello out there, internet land. At least we can afford to watch the Tyler Glen Show, says Quentin. Well, yes, there will be some things that will probably come down in price once this shit hits the proverbial fan on Saturday. One thing to watch is pork. We export a huge amount of pork. Every time you go to a farm, you see piggies. It's like 8 of 10 of those piggies are headed to Yankee land as bacon and ham and stuff. And if there's tariffs, we're going to have a glutton of pork. Pork could be on sale. Could be a lot of pork for us to eat, so I hope you guys are hungry. We may have more power, hydro. Maybe rates will come down. I don't know. It's a bit of a process involved with that. But I think we'll have some excess hydro if we cut them off. Gas prices could fall because we could have excess supply. But I don't pretend to know what is going to happen. So I have asked ChatGPT, what are we in for? Seriously, run the numbers, and I'll tell you what I found coming up. MJ says Trump is stupid. He wants to try to intimidate us. Bring it, Don. We'll take you on. Bring it, Don. Bring it, Don. Bring it, Don. We'll take you on. Bring it, Don. We'll take you on. Bring it, Don. We'll take you on. I have the solution. We could avoid all this shit. I'm not kidding you. I have the solution. but I'm just one little guy at the beach bunker. Do you want to know what the number one concern for my American friends is these days? Not the Gulf of Mexico, not even the Ukraine war. They can't find Canada on the map. Do you want to know what the number one problem is for Americans right now? Eggs. They're up to some stores $19 a dozen for eggs. It is insanity. Now, hear me out. We have supply management. I am super critical of supply management. Maybe this is one of those moments where I've changed my mind. Maybe it's one of those moments where we take the shackles off our farmers of eggs and say, screw supply management. Pump out all the eggs you can. Like we're going to war and these little chickens are making tanks or bullets or guns and we're at war. Come on, chickens. Come on, chickens. Get those eggs out. Let's go. Pump out those eggs. Pump out those eggs. Pump out some more eggs. And then what we do, this is what we do. Tonight, around supper time, bing bong. Yeah, can somebody get the door? It's the greatest. Get the door. There's somebody at the door. Looks like Tyler Glenn might be at the door. Ah, Donnie, I'm here with a bazillion eggs for you and your citizens, allowing you to do a victory lap and say, we held Canada to the ropes. I brought in cheap eggs. They're going to make you president for the rest of your life. Isn't that a good idea? Derek says, sounds like Roger Stone's releasing some information the next few hours. Okay, Derek, you're a man. You're our instantaneous reporter. We will rely on you. Should something be breaking, please keep me in the loop. Good morning to Gary on TikTok this morning. Hannah's here too. We've got Pauline and Barry and Mike. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Molly. I don't know how long I'm going to end up today. I was up since 4 o'clock in the morning. Jeez, yeah, I've been having some issues sleeping too. Well, but you know what? We'll get through this. We'll do this. We'll get it all done. We've got good stuff going on. Yesterday's good thing. Let's do that right now. Before we do that, just a quick sponsor mention, Law Office. If you're looking at getting a new home, maybe a cottage, some type of land transfer, you're going to need a lawyer to do that, and I recommend Law Office to help you out with that. They're a great crew over on 18th Street, and not only that, they can help you with wills and estates. Now, there are options to go online and make a will. Do you really want to trust some faceless online corporation with your kids' future, or nieces, or nephews, or cousins that you want to leave your stuff to? No, you want to go and see the crew at Law Office. They'll help you with real estate law, corporate law, and wills and estates. They'd love to hear from you. 642 18th Street, Unit A, across from the RBC on 18th. As I mentioned, today is the day. Special Olympics donuts. Make sure you get one or maybe get a dozen at all 10 locations: Brandon, Virden, Neepawa, Dauphin, and Moosomin. Beautiful donuts that go to support the sale of all these donuts, go to support Special Olympics athletes right here in Manitoba. 100% of the proceeds. Special Olympics athletes are so awesome. Let's do what we can to support these folks, okay? They do such a great job.
Intellectual and developmental disabilities in your community. Buy a Special Olympics donut from January 31st to February 2nd, and 100% of the proceeds will be donated to Special Olympics Canada.
Everyone deserves to participate. Choose to include.
Visit your local Tims to help create a more inclusive Canada.
Well, I think I could go for the sprinkles. You had me at the sprinkles. We can do that. So Tim Hortons of Western Manitoba, of course, sponsors on the show. Go and visit them in Virden and in Neepawa, Dauphin, and Moosomin. And, of course, multiple locations in Brandon. And today is Customer Appreciation Day at Hedley's Health Hut. Would you like to win some Winnipeg Jets tickets? Oh, man, they've got some primo seats. They're just waiting for you. Maybe you haven't had a chance to get to a Jets game so far this year. Go in and see the crew at Hedley's Health Hut. And at the same time, this is the day to go visit them. At 1314 Richmond Avenue, because on Customer Appreciation Day today, they've got 20% off Health First supplements, 10% off regular supplements, beauty products, essential oils, and diffusers. They've got free draws happening all day long, and they're introducing some new products. Mushrooms? I'm going for some shrooms. They're not that kind of mushrooms. And they've also got protein, coffees, all kinds of good stuff they're sampling today. Samples, prizes, it's a party because it's Customer Appreciation Day today at Headley's Health Hut. 1314 Richmond Avenue, just up from Murray GM, formerly at the Shoppers Mall. Nick says, I'm booing the potential snow. Yeah, 5 to 15 centimeters. The models are saying that we could see more mainly to the north. So don't be surprised if it's a little lighter in the snow if you're south of the Trans-Canada Highway. Lola Thunderchild on Facebook. Well, hello. Good morning to you. When's Groundhog Day? We want spring early, says Polar Bear. It's supposed to be Sunday. MJ says we have eggs. Like you have eggs in your backyard? Then use is rich. Use is rich. Put them in your car. Yo, who needs some eggs? I can hook you up. I got a guy. Could get you some eggs. Quentin says Mexico could technically rename the Gulf of California the Gulf of Mexico, which would be hilarious. Actually, they could and probably should. There's more water. In fact, all the water, I think, is in Mexico for the Gulf of California now that you mention it. That's a good idea. Mention it to them. Maybe you'll get a free trip, or maybe you'll get a free stay somewhere. Thank you, Quentin. Ashley's here on TikTok. Good morning, Ashley. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a great Friday. Good morning, good morning. We're doing yesterday's good thing, so now is the time to unload. If you had something good happen to you yesterday, we want to hear all about it. Zach, Ashley, Steven on TikTok. Good morning. What happened yesterday that was a good thing? Jody says Jimmy Dean will miss his sausages to make with no pork going south. That's a good point. And that's how intertwined our economies are. I mean, we've got Walmart Canada is owned by Walmart USA. Costco Canada is owned by Costco USA. My Platform is owned by an American company. You know what I was thinking last night as I'm rolling around in bed having a hard time sleeping? What are they going to do with old Bobby Bones on country radio across Canada? So Bobby Bones runs a country radio show. He's syndicated in the evenings right across Canada, and he's based out of Tennessee. I think we should protest. Bobby Bones, go back home. I am home. I do the show from Tennessee. Cindy says, GT, road trip to Erickson, picked up Timmy's for the ride. Oh, that's right. You sent me a shot of that. You're like, hey, I got treats. Oh, that looks good. Is that a chicken? Is that a turkey bacon club? That's my sandwich. That's my sandwich. Oh, now I want one. Okay, go for the donut. Pick up myself a club sandwich. Very, very nice. Very nice. Yesterday's good thing. And first calf of 2025. Oh, so do you name them? Do they get names? Look at that. Move over, Mom. Move over. MJ's GT had bowling practice for a tournament on Sunday. It was great. I'm ready for the tournament. That's fantastic. Yeah. And winner's bell for the little cow. Oh, veal. How long do we have to wait? How long do we have to wait until we can have some veal? Come here, kitty. Or what do we say? Cowie? Come here, cowie. Come here, little cowie. I like veal. Tyler, you're such a monster. Nick says Dollarama at the Shoppers Mall reopens today. Their renovations are done. Oh! Yeah! We get our Dollarama back. Nice. Tosh is meeting a friend, prepping ourselves for our test this morning. Quentin is excited to be watching the Super Bowl on Tubi. YouTube has they have the rights to they have the rights to all NFL games, but I guess Tubi is going to join the fun. It makes total sense. I mean, is there anything on traditional TV anymore other than Tim Allen? Tim Allen's new show is kicking ass. They canceled him. He was not part of the woke part of Hollywood, and they canceled him. He went to Fox, did a show there for a few years, and then all of a sudden Disney will take him back now. Oh, okay. Is there a new president in the White House? Oh, okay. I love Tim Allen. He's so great. Loretta says, GT, my neighbor asked if I had some eggs. Yeah, I do. Best trade-off. I got Stu and Bannock for the eggs. We're going to start bartering. This is going to be a barter world. What the hell am I going to barter with? I have no skills. I have no good. Oh, my God. Good for you guys. More bike riding for Molly. More DJ sets. I bet you your weekend is going to be filled with that. Tyler, I got eggs in the back of my van. Want to hop in for some? What? It's an unmarked white van. Okay. Can I come in your van for some eggs? And he was never to be seen or heard from again. Loretta says, I've never heard of Bobby Bones. Now you will. Now he'll be everywhere. Bobby Bones, and he's good. He's a good radio guy. He's fairly talented. He's pretty. He's like the country version of Ryan Seacrest. He's pretty celery, vanilla. Got a good voice, non-offensive, very generic, but he's from the States, and I wonder what's going to happen. Well, even Ryan Seacrest. Ryan Seacrest is syndicated on stations. What about American television? What about Netflix? Are we doing that? We're boycotting that? What about Amazon? Are we boycotting that? They're an American company. Not just an American company, I'll tell you. Walmart was not in the front row at the inauguration, I'll tell you right now. Jeff Bezos was at the front. He was like, excuse me, here comes my nose. Oh, I think I feel a nose up my bum. It's the greatest. It's the greatest nose. It feels like a Jeff Bezos nose up my bum. Yeah, it's me. It's me. So Amazon is out after tomorrow. Okay, is this part of the thing? MJ said had an amazing rap from Joe Beavers yesterday. The honey dill sauce we talk about. Oh my God, that's fantastic. Honey dill. And now everyone's craving Bannock. They're craving those donuts with the sprinkles. We're craving margaritas because it's Friday, Sunseekers. It is margarita time. Break them out if you got them because it is Friday. Thank you for being here. Let's get right into it. Let's get to a beach break and celebrate our Friday together. Thank you for being here. Let's get into the weekend. Lots to talk about and get you ready for. It's time to celebrate the end of January. See you later, January. Yeah!
Sun is up, let's split the day. Oh yeah. Friday's here, gonna start to play. Beach bunker, feel the heat. Dance all night, move those feet. Waves crashing, music loud. Feel the vibe, join the crowd. Sunseekers, time to shine. Weekend love will be fine. It's the weekend, let's get wild, wild, wild. Party hard, feel the vibe, vibe, vibe. Sunseekers all day long, long, long. Dance the night, sing our song, our song. Games and laughs, surf the wave. No more work, time to rave. Sunset glow, colors blend. Fun won't stop, never end. Feel the rumble undertows, toes, toes. Beach bunker where it grows, toes, toes. Sun and sand, laughter, sweet, 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 sweet. Grooving down, feel the beat, the beat. It's the weekend, let's get wild, wild, wild. Party hard, feel the vibe, vibe, vibe. Sunseekers all day long, long, long. Dance the night, sing our song, yeah. and laugh, surf the wave. No more work, time to rave. Sunset glow, colors blend. Fun won't stop, never end. Feel the rumble undertows. Toes, toes, toes. Beach bunker where it grows. Toes, toes, toes. Sun is up, let's spread the day. Oh yeah. Friday's here, gonna start to play. Gonna start to play, yeah. Beach bunker, feel the heat. Dance all night, move those feet. It's the weekend, let's get wild, wild, wild. Party hard, feel the vibe, vibe, vibe. Sun seekers all day long, long, long. Dance the night, sing our song, yeah.
Oh, into the weekend we go, yeah, yeah. You did it. The weekend is here. Oh, congratulations. In for some snow tonight and tomorrow. Our roads are looking good this morning, but that is going to change tonight on the ride home. Careful, easy does it. Could get a little slippery. We are expecting 5 to 15 centimeters of snow to roll in. The worst of the snow is going to be up in the parkland, 16 corridor, Riding Mountain National Park, and areas to the north, okay? Towards the south, you might get a little bit less, but what has come for all of us is the cold. The cold is back, minus 23 at the beach bunker, 21 at the airport, feels like minus 34. Wind chill too, so winter is back. Groundhog Day Sunday, supposed to be pure sunshine, which means he's going to see a shadow, which means 6 more weeks of winter, if we're going to predict it, if we're going to call it early. And next week's going to be cold. Cold start to February. It's coming in like a lion, temperature-wise. That's a March thing. I keep forgetting. I want to speed it up. Are we just about at spring? All right, here's how we compare temperature-wise to the rest of the continent, and then we'll get into wind chill. And then we are going to, we're just going to briefly touch, because there's some heavy stuff coming your way. Of course, in the news, you have been watching events unfold in Washington, and rescue teams continue to search for the victims of the deadly U.S. plane crash that occurred night before last, that took the lives of 67 people and has brought a lot of questions out. We're going to take a look at a 3D rendering of how something like this can happen. Now, the black boxes in both aircraft have been recovered this morning. The flight data and voice recorders are being examined. They hope to have a preliminary report in the next 30 days. Now, here are some things to keep in mind. No, it's a no-spin zone on the Tyler Glen Show, okay? There have been some close calls at this airport, and they had been dealing with helicopters coming close to some aircraft for a number of months. Some people were critical, saying that it was only going to be a matter of time before there was an accident here. So, although conspiracy theories are abound, and until the investigation is done, really nobody knows, but it seems like everybody's got opinions, everybody's got strong feelings on this, and that's okay. But I think the facts will eventually come out. We saw the footage yesterday. We're going to see the 3D rendering coming up in just a second of what happened. I'll give you a bird's eye view in a second. They had to suspend the recovery efforts last night. There's 14 people still missing. The jet was flying from Wichita, Kansas, carrying 64 people, while 3 other people, soldiers, were in the helicopter. All are presumed to be dead. A groom to the pilot, a daughter of Indian immigrants and figure skating champions, were among the victims in the crash. And it's been a while since I've seen Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding, but both of them are still active members of the skating community as coaches. And they are obviously incredibly upset. It's just so shocking and upset and awful. But we are going to take a look at how things unfolded a little bit. Let's take a look at based on the AeroAir travel data, how things actually unfolded in some 3D graphics. And then we're going to get your thoughts on this.
Departed from Wichita Dwight D. Eisenhower National Airport in Kansas earlier that evening. A PSA Airlines aircraft operated under American Airlines and identified as Flight AA5342 collided midair with a military Black Hawk helicopter at approximately 9 p.m. on Wednesday, January 29, 2025.
Now, what's ironic is those are the same Black Hawk helicopters we now have in Manitoba that are patrolling our border now.
The tragic incident occurred as the plane was making its final approach toward Reagan Washington National Airport in Arlington, Virginia. American Airlines confirmed that 64 people were aboard the jet, 60 passengers and 4 crew members, while 3 soldiers were aboard the military helicopter. This plane's radio transponder stopped transmitting about 2,400 feet, which is around 730 meters short of the runway, roughly over the middle of the river. This has marked the first major U.S. commercial crash in more than 15 years. From an aerial perspective, it is evident that Flight AA5342 was approaching the airport from the south, descending over the scenic Potomac River. This area is known for its proximity to several iconic landmarks, such as the Pentagon, located nearby in Pentagon City. To the north, one can spot the striking dome of the United States Capitol building, a symbol of American democracy. The Potomac River, which encircles the airport and much of Arlington, serves as a natural boundary and offers breathtaking views for arriving flights. However, this area is also densely trafficked, both by air and on the ground.
I heard this is one of the busiest airports in the whole United States.
In the region. American Airlines Flight 5342, which we'll refer to as the landing flight, was on its final approach to runway 33. At this stage, called short final, the aircraft was mere moments from landing, flying at an altitude of about 400 feet. This is the most critical phase of landing, where every second counts and pilots are laser focused on safely bringing the plane down. At the same time, an Army Black Hawk helicopter, identified as PAC-25, was reportedly on a possible training flight. It was flying perpendicular to the flight path of Flight 5342, following the course of the Potomac River.
But look at the pattern of it. Just really bizarre. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Just really weird.
Potomac River is a designated flight corridor for helicopters, and it's common to see aircraft like this operating in the area. The key difference between the 2 aircraft in this scenario was their operating rules. The Black Hawk helicopter, PAC-25, was flying under visual flight rules. This means it was required to rely on visual observation of its surroundings to avoid other aircraft. The landing flight 5342 was operating under instrument flight rules, which give it priority over VFR flights in controlled airspace. This system assumes that VFR aircraft will actively maintain visual separation to avoid conflicts. Moments before the collision, the air traffic control tower at Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport called PAC-25 to confirm whether they had the other aircraft in sight. PAC-25 responded that they did. At first glance, this seems like an acknowledgement that they were aware of Flight 5342's presence and were taking steps to avoid it. However, it now seems likely that PAC-25 had mistakenly identified a different aircraft, possibly a departing flight from the same airport, and believed that was the other aircraft referred to by the tower. Tragically, PAC-25 may not have realized that Flight 5342 was descending directly into its path. This misidentification could have led to the Black Hawk failing to adjust its course in time to avoid a collision.
But I mean, helicopters, and I'm not a pilot and I'm not an expert, but to me, the layman, it just feels like, man, look at you in a helicopter. You are facing in that direction. You are seeing the plane here. You can see it was a crystal blue night. There's no fog. There's nothing. There's no birds. There's no bird strikes. What in the hell? What in the hell? Why wouldn't they have pulled up or had any alarm systems go off getting that close to another moving aircraft?
Although I'm not a pilot, this is what appears to have happened based on the available information. It's a heartbreaking incident that raises questions about how such misunderstandings can occur and what safety measures can prevent them in the future. If you have more insight or expertise, please feel free to share your thoughts in the.
And what are your thoughts? I mean, this is an awful tragedy, but it raises a lot of questions. a lot of questions. Why are they allowing military aircraft to do training in the same airspace as commercial aircraft? That seems the most basic starting point. It is, this is just terrible. MJ says, so sad. Loretta says, I can't believe that the chopper didn't see them. It's a huge airport. The investigation continues, and I'm thinking that the black box information has more correspondence between them, but it is a mystery. And when you're in the age of something disturbing happening, something awful, some kind of tragedy, and there is little to no information available, people start making up their own facts. It's an information vacuum, they call that. And so, just be careful of that, okay? This is Wendy Schaefer. She was one of the victims on board the American Airlines flight. These two little ones, youth ice dance partners, Angela Yang and Sean Kay, were also on the flight. They were in Wichita, Kansas. They were in Kansas to take part in a figure skating development camp. They're adorable. Grace Maxwell of Ohio. First Officer Samuel Lilly. Mark Stovall was coming home from a hunting trip in Kansas. Gina Hahn was a world-class figure skater, and she was just 13 years old. One of the pilots of the aircraft, Jonathan Campos. Iana Vansenka of Virginia was a skating coach, and her death was confirmed by her ex-husband yesterday. And Danessa Elder was one of the flight attendants on board to the right there with the yellow purse. She was a flight attendant that was on board the American Airlines flight. Asra Hussein messaged husband Hamad Raza, 25, to say, we are landing in 20 minutes. Who hasn't done that? We're landing in 20 minutes. Are you going to come and pick me up? I mean, the light, I'd heard, and I can't confirm this, but I'd heard that the lights were on the aircraft. You know that point when you're coming in for a landing and they go, and then the lights come out so that the pilots can see the runway and the landing gears is coming down. You're coming in for a land. They were a few hundred feet off the ground. Yeah, we're going to be at the gate and you can come and pick me up. Famed coaches couple Vadim Numov left and Eugenia Shinkovov on the right also perished in the crash. Ryan O'Hara from Georgia was on board the doomed helicopter when it plunged into the Potomac Wednesday night. Christine Lane was confirmed on the flight from the Skating Club of Boston. Ian Epstein was a flight attendant on the plane for American Airlines. So when you hear these stories in the news and you hear all the conspiracy theories and things like this, was real people with real lives. Jesse Pitcher was on the same trip as Stovall. He was the owner of a plumbing business and was in the process of building a new home with his wife, who he had married just over a year ago. Natalia Gudin and her husband Alexandra, seen here, coached two young figure skaters and had to decide who would accompany them to Kansas for the National Development Camp for figure skating. That's just awful. Kia Duggins had been visiting her mom in her hometown of Wichita, but was returning to Washington where she worked for the Civil Rights Corps. Just going to see mom, coming home. Everly and Lydia Livingston, ages 14 and 11 on the left, and a group on the right. Gina Hahn, pictured in the front row in red, and her mother, Jin, were also confirmed to be on the plane. Elizabeth Keys, her family said she worked at Wilkinson Stelkoff, a law firm with offices in D.C. Vanderbilt University and Penn Law graduate Sarah Lee Best on the right. Chief Warrant Officer Andrew Eves was in the helicopter. Brielle and Justina of Fairfax County, Virginia, went to attend the skating championship. Thought it'd be a great mother-daughter trip. There they are at Disney World. So, it is one of the worst air tragedies in 25 years. Road Reverend says the helicopter was asked to return to base twice. They never acknowledged or replied. Well, and as we heard in that video, they had been warned of a plane in the area, too, that they either ignored or misidentified another aircraft. So there are lots of questions to be answered. Too bad Trump has no heart and speaks out of his ass before he speaks, says Tracy. We have to get used to the fact that whenever something big happens in the news, Trump has to get out in front of a microphone. This is how it's going to be for 4 years. We kind of just have to hold our nose. Hold your nose. And I'm sorry, if you're going to put him on TV, I'm talking to you as a consumer. If you're going to put him on TV and expect something brilliant or earth-shattering to come out of his mouth, then that's on you, because nothing's coming. He's a walking bullshit machine. Now, that's a talent too. You know, I respect that. I respect that you can just shovel bullshit constantly like it is a flowing river of bullshit. But, you know, once you approach it that way, you're like, oh, yeah, he's flapping his lips. He's full of shit. He's so stupid. Well, anyway, it doesn't help. It doesn't help. We want to be angry. We want to be upset. But here's what we can do. We can hug our loved ones. We can live for today. We can enjoy every moment. Savor every cookie. Tell those you love them that you love them. Don't leave things unsaid. That being the most important, that you love those that you love. Because we like to think this ride goes on for a long time, and it doesn't go on for a long time. We all have an expiry date stamped on us that we can't see. It's underneath here. It's underneath. We can't see the expiry date. We got an expiry date. Just like that sour cream in the back of the fridge that you've been hanging on to since 2012. It's not sour cream. It's a mold volcano. It's a mold volcano. We're going to pivot now to tariffs. Boy, it's joy. Pure joy on the show today, talking tariffs. The tariffs. Oh, yes. They could be coming tomorrow. It's just pure joy. Pure joy today. Speaking of Trump, and those could come as early as tomorrow. And what's going to happen? What's going to happen here? How bad is it going to be? Well, we've got people that are planning to shop as local as you can, as Canadian as you can. And we're going to do our best to weather this storm. We're going to introduce you to one of my son's best friend's parents who was on TV last night. I was so excited. Don't you love that when you're watching TV and all of a sudden you recognize somebody and you go, oh, I know that person. It's even weirder when it's yourself. I'm not flexing. I just, I'll be watching a show, and if I've done a commercial and I go, God, that guy sounds like me. That's what's going through my head. Truly, God, that guy sounds just like me. Wait a second. is me. Holy crap. Family, come quick. I'm on TV. Isn't that how it works for everybody? It's like, come quick. Uncle Jerry is on TV. And that's what happened last night. I'm going to show you the video in just a second. But speaking of shopping local, it doesn't get much more local than Co-ops of Westman. You're at home here with your local co-op. Now, co-ops are owned by community members. That's their whole business model. So, hang on a second. Oh. That's their whole business model. They're owned by the community. You go in there. You've got a co-op number. That's why they ask you. Because, okay, you're shopping here. Your number is 56854. And then they keep track of all the stuff that you buy so that they can divvy up the profits at the end of the year. Co-ops are great that way. And if you haven't joined a co-op, maybe now is the time. Maybe this is a good excuse for you to say, you know what, I'm going to keep it Canadian and we are going to be members of the co-op, and then I'm going to go into the co-op and I'm going to buy Canadian stuff. Co-ops of Westman.ca, it's Heritage, Pembina, Twin Valley, Valley View, Boundary, and Hamioto Co-op, sponsors of this very show, the Tyler Glen Show, and we thank them very much for doing that. Leon's is also proudly Canadian. It's a furniture store and appliances and electronics. They're getting ready for the Super Bowl, Save the Tax event, and they know that there are football fans looking for a comfy, cozy little place to put their backside for the Super Bowl next Sunday. Not this Sunday, a week from Sunday. So if you're looking for rockers, recliners, sectionals that kick back, if you're looking for a new big screen TV for the big game, other than the taxes and the fees, take 50 months to pay with 0% interest. Plus Save the Tax. That Save the Tax event goes on until mid-February, I believe. But the taking 50 months to pay and Save the Tax only goes until February 2nd, so that'd be Sunday. 3635 Victoria Avenue in Brandon at Leon's. And Skydancer Casino, another chance for you to win tickets to see Joe Nichols with our Valentine's contest that starts Monday. Joe Nichols is the day after Valentine's Day on the 15th. If you'd like to come join me and the Skydancer crew at the country concert on Saturday, February the 15th, we've had 2 winners so far. Going to have another one coming next week as part of our Valentine's promo, which starts Monday. Skydancer Casino, where the sky's the limit. Great games, great food, fun getaway, beautiful hotel, and the friendliest people you'll ever meet. And it's just across the line in Belcourt, North Dakota, SkydancerCasino.com. Also, would you give them a follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram? They've always got great stuff happening, Players Club info, and more details, of course, on how you can get your Canadian money at par, $100, when you join the Players Club and rack up some points there at SkydancerCasino.com. So Logan's mom was on TV last night. I gotta share this with David. Logan's mom was on TV. Actually, you might know this woman because her former husband was a trainer for the Brandon Wheat Kings at one time. This is back in the early 2000s. So if Nick would know. Nick, you got to be kind of a staunch hockey fan to know who the trainers are and all the behind-the-scenes people. But Logan, her son, is a best friend of my son, and she's buying all her. So let's go right into her kitchen. This is her beautiful kitchen right here in Brandon. And she was on the news last night, and they were talking about buying Canadian. Here she comes. There she is.
Okay, so one of the things that's notable in some of the Canadian products is the fact that they actually use the Canadian flag.
Maria Askham is checking her grocery labels more closely these days.
Because it's the one thing we can do as Canadians.
She's got wine. Maria's stocked up on some wine.
Promote our country.
I got to go over there.
At the top of her list, Canadian and Manitoba products over American ones.
So I'm not anti-American, but I am far more vigilant now.
Conversations around tariffs are happening here at Brandon's Chez Angela Bakery. Manager James Chambers says buying local was already a priority for them. with 80 cents on every dollar spent on local products, including meat and vegetables.
Almost everything that we do with Manitoba dairy, Manitoba eggs.
Oh, it's a good-looking sandwich you had there, man.
It's a bit more expensive and more work, but doable and worth it for more reasons than just money.
Check in with your local stores. Those mom and pop shops that are owned locally, they've often already made an effort to find those relationships and are willing to help make those connections with you.
Many economists say buying Canadian is more complicated than it looks in a highly integrated North American economy. The federal government says nearly $3.6 billion worth of goods and services cross the Canada-U.S. border daily. One economist says tariffs would be devastating for the economy, but expects the market will adjust if they go ahead.
You'll find that suppliers who are price sensitive will start pursuing trade or sourcing with other countries or getting stuff locally because those end up being cheaper. So it's not an ideal world that I'm painting here, but in a perverse way, buying locally will become easier because many producers will have no better choice.
For Maria Askham,
I just think that we need to see this as a very positive step, and that supporting local, supporting Canadian products is important for our economy, important for our culture, important for our country, because we're Canadian.
And look at that. She said she's on the co-op flyer. Way to go, Maria. On the co-op flyer there. She is doing it, the co-op flyer. So, yeah, there's some folks that are nervous, some sun seekers that are nervous. Tracy says, I'm so nervous for the tariffs. Loretta says it's going to be a bumpy ride for a while. So here's what's going to happen. Tomorrow, Trump is going to say the tariffs are in effect. Everything you buy is going to get more expensive. Now, it's not going to double in price or anything like that, but you need to know that things are going to go up in price. An apple that cost $1 could soon cost $1.25. Oranges that cost $2 might go up to $3 or $4. Companies that sell goods across the border, like car makers, grocery stores, and clothing brands, will have higher costs, and that could lead to job losses and an economic slowdown. This is obviously not a good thing. Nobody wants this to happen but Trump. And how fast will this happen? How fast will you notice things? Some things you'll notice by the time the end of the weekend is finished. We'll circle back to this on Monday. Now, not everything. It won't hit everything like a bolt of lightning, because the supply chain, it's kind of like in COVID. It takes weeks and weeks, and then all of a sudden, things take hold. And experts say the bigger the purchase, the more likely it's going to take for it to kind of get its way through the system. What the worst case scenario is that these tariffs go on and on and on and on, and we all get used to them. And slowly, what you won't be able to see is businesses saying, I'm not going to do business in Canada anymore. I can't. And that's part of what I believe is the goal that Trump is trying to do here, is to move businesses into the United States, to give them the jobs, to have the manufacturing and production there. And I don't know what his red line is and how far he's going to push this, but you can pretty much guarantee that it's coming in tomorrow. And politically, we could see some real fireworks, because Alberta has been crapped on for 10 years by the East. Some would say more. They've never been respected. And they're the richest province, and they share all their wealth with the rest of the country, and they may be the one to come and save us. Or keep playing ball with him. I don't know. We'll circle back on Monday. Can't even predict. I can't even predict what's going to happen. Glenn said this wouldn't have happened if Trudeau would have did what Trump asked. This all could have been prevented had Trudeau resigned last year when he was incredibly unpopular right before Christmas. We would have just come out of an election. It would be Prime Minister XYZ with a 4-year mandate, a full tank of gas, no pun intended, and a fresh mandate. And then, because Trump, he's got no one to negotiate with. He's just torturing us. He's just It's like the dead cat on the sidewalk, and he's poking it with a stick. He's just poking us with the stick. It makes me so annoyed. Where's anyone from government? JT tucked the tail and hid. Him resigning. Such a cowardly move. Well, he had to. He did it way too late. He's toast. He's garbage. He's trash. He's done. He's over. He was over 18 months ago. They should have got rid of him, but now there's no one to negotiate with. It's a complicated issue. We'll try to keep it simple and light, and we will, like I said, circle back on Monday with more on these issues next week. All right. Okay. Goodbye, TikTok friends. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye for now. We do appreciate it. Thank you so much. Bye-bye for now. We have to say goodbye to our Facebook friends. Have a good weekend, you guys. Take care. Have a good weekend. We shall catch you later. YouTube, thank you so much.